Welcome back, my LLs, my fellow real estate investors and fellow real estate enthusiasts. Welcome back to another episode of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast, your go-to source for deep diving and for all things multifamily. I am your host and owner, Jason Lubari Olds, and today we're stepping away from the spreadsheets just a little to talk about something even more important: love. Now, before you think this episode is all about candlelight dinners and roses, let me assure you, this is something much deeper. Love for your work, love for your journey, and most importantly, love for the people who make it all worth it. Because what's the point of building wealth if you're not taking care of the ones you love along the way? So whether you're driving to check out a new property, crunching the numbers on a deal, or just sipping your morning coffee, let's dive into today's episode, Love in the Air, and why loving your work and taking care of your loved ones is the real key to success. Let's start with the first kind of love, loving your work. Now, real estate, especially multifamily investing, isn't always glamorous. It's not always about the big wins, the massive cash flow, or the thrill of closing a deal. It's about the grind, the process, and the commitment to something greater than yourself. When you truly love what you do, that passion shows. Investors see it, brokers feel it, and tenants appreciate it. And guess what? When you love your work, you stick with it even when times get tough. When the interest rates climb, when deals fall through, when renovations go over budget. If you don't love this business, it's easy to walk away. But love keeps you in the game. So ask yourself, do you love what you do? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to find that angle of real estate investing that does fire you up. Maybe asset management excites you more than acquisitions. Maybe building relationships and raising capital is where your heart is. Find what you love, because that's where the magic happens. Now let's shift gears. You're out there grinding, building your portfolio, growing your investments, but at the end of the day, who are you doing it for? Too often, we get so caught up in the hustle that we forget the why. Your family, your spouse, your kids, your friends. These are the people who matter most. Yes, financial freedom is great, but if you sacrifice every moment with the ones you love in the pursuit of success, was it really worth it? Here's something to think about. Real estate is a long game, but life is happening right now. That means scheduling date nights, taking vacations, and actually being present when you're home. So don't let the business you're building become the reason you're disconnected from the people who love you most. And let's be real. Your loved ones support you. They're the ones who stand by you through the late nights, the stress, and the big decisions. So taking care of them isn't just about providing financially. It's about showing up emotionally, mentally, and physically. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I balance the two? How do you stay ambitious, keep moving forward, but still nurture your relationships? It all comes down to intentionality. Just like you schedule time for due diligence and underwriting and property visits, schedule time for your loved ones. Put reminders in your calendar. Block out time for family. Make sure your success isn't coming at the expense of the relationships that matter most. And guess what? When you find that balance, when your work fuels your passion and your relationships fuel your soul, you become unstoppable. The energy that you bring to the table is different. Your investors notice, your team respects it, and your loved ones appreciate it. So now I want to tell you guys why and how I fell in love with real estate. It was back in 2019, my old Chief Fernando Barrow, great guy, amazing guy. He mentored me into buying single family houses, and every time that I PCS'd, I would rent the house out. And that way, throughout my career, I would have passive income as I was moving around and progressing in the Army. And I have big dreams and I have big goals. And I started crunching the numbers. I said, okay, this is great, but how do I get more? How can I build more? And then so I stumbled on to wholesaling or bird dogging. And so I was learning how to do that. And by the time I really got a good grasp on how to do it, I had the PCS. I had to leave to Puerto Rico. So when I got to Puerto Rico, I assessed the market, and wholesaling out there is different. It's much more difficult to do. So I said, this isn't going to work for me. So then I said, what else can I do? And I just started looking up things. Then Grant Cardone popped up on my Instagram. And I said, okay, what's this crazy billionaire talking about? And I don't know. I signed up for his virtual real estate summit, and I was at work. I got permission from my commander to, go to the summit while I was at work. And I was taking notes the whole time, and something about it just ignited this huge flame in my heart and in my soul. And it's just like, this is the answer, multifamily. So then after I went through that, I downloaded his course, and 3 months later, I was at the in-person real estate summit in Miami. And that's where I met my team, FNB, the Friday Night Billionaires. Great people. Those they like family to me. And it's part of the journey. It's amazing. I truly have a passion for real estate, and I love multifamily. I love acquisitions. That's where my bread and butter is. That's what I'm all about. I love going out, finding deals, doing property visits, underwriting, and taking different pieces and putting them all together to make something happen. And I love the process. I love the amount of work that I have to put into it, and I love the connections that I've made along the way. So I encourage each and every one of you to find what you love. Find your passion. Keep doing it. All right. So as Valentine's Day approaches, I want to leave you guys with this. Love what you do, and never forget who you're doing it for. Real estate is a vehicle for freedom, but love is what makes life worth living. So take a moment today to appreciate both the journey you're on and the people who walk beside you. Because when you build a life where love and ambition go hand in hand, that is when true success happens. And now we move on to my favorite part of the podcast, where I like to talk about what real estate can do for you. And this week and every week, I'm a simple man, and I always will be, because that's who I am. I'm just simple. I appreciate spending time with the ones that I love. Whether, that's going out on a nice little date, or walking the park, having a picnic, just relaxing on the couch with some jazz in the background, and we pop open a bottle of wine and share it and enjoy some great conversation and just enjoy each other's presence. And then, you guys know me. My why is my family, my entire family. I love every single one of them with all my heart, and they are the reason why I do this. And my son, he turns 3 next month, so I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm going to take a flight out to go see him for his birthday and just enjoy him. That's my guy. That's my little light-skinned twin right there. And at the end of the day going in. So keep loving your life. Keep as much love in your life as you possibly can. And don't be afraid to share that love with others. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast. If you got value from this, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that like button for me, please. And if you're looking for more ways to balance real estate and relationships, reach out. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, keep loving what you do and keep building the life that you love. I love you all, and be blessed.